Now, you're probably aware that the powers that be in this world are psychopathic. You may not be aware that they're also satanic and they're waging a spiritual war against humanity. So in this video, I'm going to explain exactly what a spiritual war looks like, why the powers that be are waging one, and what it all has to do with digital IDs.
In Hinduism, there's a metaphor that's very powerful. And the metaphor is that in the house of the god Indra. Indra is one of the most powerful gods of India. There's all these pearls that float, okay? And what do pearls do? They reflect other pearls. And what happens is this, because there's a spark in us, if one of our sparks grows bright, all the other pearls grow bright as well. Okay? So literally, because God is inside of you, because there's a spark inside of you, because you're capable of love. When you do love, you're capable of changing the entire universe. Because your love expands outward, your love reflects in other people as well. Okay? So Dante uses the idea of mirrors. There's a candle, there's a flame, and we're all mirrors that reflect the candle. Okay? God is the candle, we're just the mirrors. But every one of us, no matter how far we are from God, His flame burns in us. Okay? So you could be far away and you could feel as though God has forgotten you, but there's still the flame inside you. Okay? So for Dante and for our early civilizations, God is love forever, okay? Eternal love. But God is also eternal compassion, eternal forgiveness. God will never forgive you. God will never forget you, okay? He will always forgive you. But you have to believe in God to return to God. You have to live a life of righteousness, of love, of compassion, of imagination, if you want to return to God. Okay? So that's how the universe is set up. We are here, our divine mission is to expand the consciousness of the universe. And we do that by embracing love and by imagining the world to be a better place. So now let's go back and ask ourselves this question. If every single early religion, whether it's Taoism or Hinduism, or the Egyptians or the Native Americans, if every early religion all believed this and they all knew this, how did we come to forget or deny this with a material reality? Okay? Remember, the Big Bang, evolution, neuroscience, it's to teach us that there's no God, there's no purpose, it's all just random, it's all just material. So how do we get to this point? The answer is very simple. And the problem is that you have heaven, you have earth, and you have hell. Okay? The heaven is spiritual. It's consciousness. Hell, it's mechanical. It's machines. Okay? We're stuck in between. It's always our choice whether to choose heaven or hell because of free will. Okay? And for most of human history, we have chosen heaven. But eventually, you had people who chose hell. And when you have to choose hell, you have access to technology, right? And this technology allows you to conquer and control other people. Okay? But once you control and you conquer and control the people, you have to get them to obey you. If you are enlightened, if you know the truth, you know that none of this matters. We're all gonna die, so why should I listen to you? So, in order for me to control you, I need you to fear death. Okay? I need you to forget God, and I need you to fear death. When you die, dying is the worst thing that can happen to you. Because remember, before people understood, death was just a part of the journey. It was a release. It was an opportunity to reset yourself and come back. Now, death is the worst thing that could ever happen to you. Okay? So how do you forget God? And how do you get people to fear death? You use science, right? And you create theories like the Big Bang, like evolution, like neuroscience, to make people forget the divinity inside you, right? So that's what science is for. But unfortunately, for these people, that's not enough. Because eventually, we'll all die, right? So the only way around this is by creating a new technology called transhumanism. Okay? You may have heard of transhumanism. Again, don't worry about the concept now. We'll discuss this later on the semester. But transhumanism is to surpass humanity, which basically means defeat death. To upload your brain to the internet so you're here forever. Okay? To trap you here forever.
What this means is that yes, on a superficial, materialistic, physical level, digital IDs are a Trojan horse for the New World Order global control grid. But on a deeper spiritual level, digital IDs are a Trojan horse for the psychopathic and satanic transhumanist agenda to upload human consciousness into machines which they can program, control, and imprison in the hell on earth they're creating forever. It is because of this deeper spiritual level that relates to the state of human consciousness that the superficial, materialistic, physical campaign to resist digital IDs is doomed to failure. Never bring a knife to a gunfight. And for the same reason, never bring physical weapons to a spiritual war.
That's not ridiculous. That's not ridiculous to say that.
The problem is that the one religion that was created by the Christ to help us win this spiritual war, which was foretold in Revelations, in other words, Christianity, has lost its way and been corrupted by the very same psychopathic, satanic forces behind the transhumanist agenda. Now, obviously, there are many Christian denominations and there are over 2 billion Christians. So I'm not saying that all have lost their way and been corrupted, only the majority. Which begs the question, as a Christian, how do you know if you and or your church still has the power to fight the psychopathic and satanic transhumanist forces of darkness? The answer is very simple. Do you and your church worship God or Satan dressed up as God?
What the hell did you just say?
Because the one true God of Jesus Christ is the God of love.
Correct.
That is the God Jesus represented.
I agree with that.
The God of forgiveness, the God of love your enemies.
Oh dear, we are in trouble.
In short, the God of love.
That's what I'm talking about.
Love does not judge, and neither does the God of love.
You're goddamn right.
So if you or your church worships a God who judges, then you are actually worshipping Satan dressed up as God. But don't worry, it doesn't matter if you or your church has been worshipping Satan in disguise, as long as you stop worshipping him. Remember, the God of love is the God of forgiveness. And it doesn't matter if you're not a Christian. All that matters is that you let this mind be in you that was also in Christ Jesus. In other words, all that matters is that you dedicate yourself to cultivating Christ consciousness, which is what the church was supposed to help you do, and which is what Jesus taught in Aramaic. He taught his disciples and all of his followers to cultivate the same consciousness that he had, because Christ consciousness is the only thing that can defeat satanic, psychopathic consciousness. So if you're up for it, if you want to become a warrior of the light who can defeat the forces of darkness, click the link in my bio and check out our free school community. The only way out is in.
God, we should walk away from this.
Hold on. If I were to do this, if I even could do it, I'd need a guarantee. How do I know you can deliver?
You don't. But I can. So, do you want to take a leap of faith? Or become an old man filled with regret, waiting to die alone?